Hello, and welcome to the Lund University International Podcast. On the show, you'll hear from current students, alumni, researchers, professors, and many more special guests, as we explore what it's really like to live, study, and work at Lund University, a world top 100 university. My name is Fabio, and I come from Napoli, Italy. I've been studying here in Lund for 4 years, done my bachelor's, and I'm currently a master's student in European Affairs. Artificial intelligence is rapidly shaping the future, and Lund University is helping students stay ahead with Hub AI. In this episode, we'll explore what Hub AI is, how it started, and its mission to empower students through events, like guest lectures, Python workshops, and networking opportunities. We'll also discuss how Hub AI approaches its community building efforts, and how you can get involved. Whether you're passionate about AI or just curious, this episode will offer a closer look at the exciting opportunities Hub AI has to offer. Today, we welcome Herman and Johan. So welcome, and can you tell us a bit about yourselves?
Absolutely. Well, thank you for having us. My name is Herman Barzangi, second-year business and economics student, and I'm active in the student organization Hub AI as head of partnerships and strategy.
Yeah, thank you, Fabio, for having us. My name is Johan, and I'm studying risk management at LTH and a specialization in mathematical statistics. And my role in Hub AI is as head of education, managing our workshops and just getting people educated about AI.
So, welcome, and what actually is your role in Hub AI?
Absolutely. I can start off with my role as head of partnerships and strategy. So it's essentially about forging strategic partnerships with relevant actors in the field to be able to reach our goal of establishing this forum, this opportunity for students to learn more and get engaged in AI. So in practice, that would be establishing contact with relevant researchers, establishing relevant contacts with relevant organizations, companies, etc. So that's my role in short.
Yeah. My role as head of education is, as I said before, mostly focusing on getting people educated. The main task we usually have as the people who are in charge of head of education is organizing the workshops. So hosting them and being a lecturer at them, and introducing people to Python and how you can use it in machine learning. But I also try to keep in touch with academia to really keep what's happening at Lund University and what we are doing at Hub AI close together, so we can learn about what's going on in academia as non-graduate students.
Yeah, so how AI actually at the moment is a really important topic, and Hub AI is really at the forefront of it. And I've learned that you've just were built in 2020, so it just grew in 2020. So how did that come to happen?
Absolutely. Well, let's put it this way. AI has been relevant for a while, but in 2020, you saw this more of an interest being sparked in artificial intelligence. The specific factors affecting that would obviously be hard to say, but perhaps the pandemic, that the interest for technology and essentially making things more effective became more relevant. Maybe that's a reason as to why it was founded in 2020. But the organization was founded essentially to, as I mentioned previously, establishing a forum to discuss artificial intelligence for students at Lund University, educating students on current research within AI through theory and practice by hosting events such as guest lectures, panel debates, and Python workshops as Johan hosts, and then forging links between students and creating a comfortable environment to meet like-minded people, to network and socialize. So that's how it came about, essentially.
Yeah, I think it's like you have in AI, it usually comes in ebbs and flows. So you have AI winters and you have, I think it's called AI summers, where AI becomes a big thing and then it dies out. But I think it's essentially started with like a new rise in AI, especially in a rise for most people, like ChatGPT or large language models, since you can use any of them. And that's when I think that's one reason why it started, because now AI isn't just a thing that engineers, mathematicians do. It's everywhere, and everyone can use it to their benefit.
Okay, so what season are we now in AI?
I don't know. I think we won't have AI winter again, but like, I have no reason for believing that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I believe that artificial intelligence, or AI, has become more tangible these last few years for the average person, to say, as it's becoming more and more normal and relevant in all areas of life, essentially. We can see how governments incorporate artificial intelligence in their strategic plans for the future. We see how companies constantly speak about artificial intelligence. We can see how research is turning more to artificial intelligence. And being a business and economics student, I can say that we certainly discuss AI, artificial intelligence, in many ways in our education, both as something positive, an opportunity, but also its broader implications.
Yeah, I think it's like it has gone in a way that AI has integrated itself everywhere right now. Like, as you said, in everyday life, and especially it hasn't replaced people, it has made everything faster. So we are now better at writing texts. We are just getting better at everything with having our own AI assistant.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk a bit about actually your involvement in Hub AI. Can anyone join?
Absolutely. Well, the student organization is open to anyone who is a member at Student Lund. So if you're a student who wants to get engaged, interested in artificial intelligence, interested in joining this network of like-minded people, of curious people, then anybody can apply through our website for any role, essentially. There is also this possibility within our organization to create your own committee. So if a student hears this, has an idea about how they can generate value, add value to our organization, they are more than welcome to apply through our website.
For example, what committees do you have right now?
Well, we have several of them. Jönsson, head of education.
Yeah, head of education. And one thing to say is that we are an international organization. So we speak English as our main language. Many students' organizations that I've been a part of before target themselves mainly to Swedish students, where they speak Swedish, their documents are in Swedish. Everything in Hub AI, except the contact with other Swedish organizations, are in English, meaning that international master students or even bachelor students are encouraged to join.
Absolutely. And in terms of committees, head of education, that's where Johan is the head of as of now. I'm head of partnerships and strategy. We've also got the committee head of development, and then head of events. And then we've also got a treasurer, vice president, and president.
Okay, and how long have you two been part of Hub AI?
I've been active in the student organization since April last year, so it's almost a year now.
Yeah, since the beginning of this study year, since last autumn.
What have you learned from being part of Hub AI?
I have learned a lot, like other students' perspective on AI. Engineers at Lund University tend to group together and hang out with engineers. And I was part of student organizations at LTH a lot before, but I wanted to meet other people outside of the engineering faculty. So I've learned other students, other programs' perspectives on AI. We have a lot of law students at our organization. So you get to learn a lot about how law and AI works together. So it's a broader perspective on how people view AI.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say the same. I've gotten to see artificial intelligence from a broader scope, to say, from many different perspectives. And we are interdisciplinary, so we're not tied to a certain faculty or so. we're broad. We have students from studying law, studying engineering, studying business and economics, studying biomedicine, etc. So I've really gotten to see artificial intelligence from very different perspectives. So it has made me think more critically about AI. But in terms of tangible or hard knowledge, through Johan's well-esteemed Python workshops, I've learned some programming as well, as an example, Python. But I've also learned from our last event with the researcher, Peter Gärdenfors, Can AI Think? The somewhat critical viewpoint of artificial intelligence, that it can't fully take over as it can't think the way animals and human beings do. So a broad scope.
Okay, wow, that's really interesting. It's a new world. I would say for me, it's a world that I only see from afar in a way, because I'm not particularly, other than, the usual ChatGPT and the usual things that most people are now accustomed to. I think other than that, Hub AI really offers that possibility to go deeper and to learn about, for example, Python, to learn about from other experts in the field. And so what would you say would be the first step for a student in Lund to get involved with AI? Of course, they can do it with Hub AI, but what would you recommend for a student who's interested but doesn't yet have kind of that in-depth knowledge?
I think just watching a YouTube video or picking up a book is a good starting point to just get your foot in the water and not going too advanced too quickly. It's fine to just get an overview, like a very basic YouTube video about AI and how it works. But it also depends if you want to focus on how societal impacts or how the technical stuff work. So you can really get in through any perspective. And I think before starting to get into AI, I think you should join Hub AI, because then you can talk to like-minded people, because most of us hasn't done any super advanced AI stuff before joining. No. We just were curious about AI and then we joined.
Absolutely. As Johan mentioned, with Hub AI, you don't need in-depth knowledge, but it's rather the drive and curiosity. But if they don't want to join the organizations, they're more than welcome to attend our events, first of all. But secondly, I would just say, be curious. I mean, Johan mentioned the YouTube videos. That is a basic way to get started, obviously. But having some knowledge about artificial intelligence with a lot of reflection, you can also get far to really reflect on how is artificial intelligence actually affecting me in my life. Where can I see it? Where can I view it? I mean, artificial intelligence, as we mentioned previously, has become sort of this buzzword these last few years, but it has been a thing for so long. Like in cars, you have these cameras that makes you see things from several different perspectives, etc. More advanced versions of them, obviously. That is considered artificial intelligence. So really reflecting on where in my life can I actually find AI? What is it doing and how is it shaping the way we're moving forward, essentially?
I actually wanted to ask, what's the most interesting application you found of AI?
So currently I've been looking into it. It's physics-informed neural networks. I am not a physics person necessarily, but I like AI and I like to learn new stuff. There is a great video series that we will hopefully post on our LinkedIn speaking more about this, where you can learn on how neural networks can teach themselves physics via mathematical equations and stuff like that. And that's very, very interesting. And you can go from, for me, I'm going from a mathematics and statistics perspective, learning about how physics can be incorporated into machine learning. You can go from a physics perspective, or you can just be curious about how AI can be applied to physics, for example. It's a bit related to how the Nobel Prize in Physics, how they talked about machine learning and physics.
I'll give a more broad answer. The most interesting application of artificial intelligence, I would say, for me personally, would be within sustainable development, or development in general, I would say, for that matter, how it's able to make things more effective, but still being practical. As an example, I work within auditing at PwC. There are a lot of tasks that can actually become more effectivized through artificial intelligence, but it isn't possible due to the current laws and regulations we have, which is absolutely understandable since you're putting in sensitive data and giving it to someone else, essentially. But the way it can make these things more effective and the way it can lead to the development of not only auditing, but also finance in general, would be the most interesting application of artificial intelligence, I would say. But it's important to really take into consideration that when speaking of artificial intelligence and it's taking over or turning things more effective, it has to be practical as well. I mean, there are a lot of people think that certain jobs or tasks that can be seen or that can seem very basic are more complex than you think, and therefore it can't be fully replaced by AI. I mean, there's some research showing this. As an example, service personnel, they can't be fully replaced by artificial intelligence as of now, due to that there are many unforeseen things in their jobs that would require very complex artificial intelligence to fully replace them. So, yeah.
Okay, right. That's really interesting. We have some examples from some development and from auditing finance, and some example from more scientific backgrounds like physics. And so I wanted to ask also, I can see there is quite a varied community of you in Hub AI. So how does that look like? How does the day in Hub AI look like when you're part of it?
So our typical Monday is like a meeting with, so once a month we have a social event afterwards. So a typical Monday when we have a social event would be a meeting talking about upcoming events, planning stuff, meeting together with the head of the different committees and discussing what we are going to do, since even though we are different committees, it's a lot of collaboration between the committees. So planning events and stuff like that. And then afterwards, everyone, including the committee members, usually go out to a nation for some food and their beverage of choice.
So I'll just jump in. A nation for our listeners is mostly, I would say, like a fraternity or a sorority. So a place where it's mostly for students, and it's a place where you'll find something to eat, something to drink, activities. And yeah, it's just an open space for the community of Lund. But sorry.
Yeah. What would you say, like our meetings?
Yeah. Well, I would say our work requires a lot of collaboration, as Johan mentioned. So a lot of ad hoc, or the organization in general is very ad hoc, very go with the flow, although there is some structure in a sense as to we have our own committees, etc. But no week or day is the other like. I can speak from my perspective. I'm active and head of partnerships and strategy. So if I'm not attending the meetings, I'm on a meeting with a company speaking to them, or I'm planning the upcoming events with my own committee, etc. So I wouldn't say that the days are similar in that sense. Quite ad hoc, but yeah, we have our Monday meetings, plan things, set them out, and then once a month we have these social events.
That sounds exciting. And what's your relationship outside of the university? I heard you speak with partners, with businesses as well. I can imagine. How does that look like?
Well, it's head of partnerships and strategy. So you start off with the strategy. We have this goal of being this link for students or between the industry and students. So I start off collaborating with the others, set out the strategy in terms of what we want to do. And then based off that, I look around, or the head of development can also look around for relevant organizations and companies to contact, establish contact with them, plan a meeting, get to know each other better. And then based off that, we work something out and create an event.
Okay, so since you're pretty much a new association, how does the future look like? Where do you see the Hub AI going in the coming months or years?
I think we have a very bright future because we have recently expanded to not only being like head of committees, but also having our own committees with extra people in them. So for me, before I was a single person doing education. Now we have 2 members that are a part of the education committee. So me and 2 other people. And that's really nice because we can sit down, discuss our AI interest. We are focusing on like learning AI ourselves, how we can apply it. So I've a very bright future.
Absolutely. Well, I would have to agree. Very bright future. And Lund is a very big university, many different faculties. And I believe that the future looks bright and looks wide in a sense as well, as we will have students from many different fields giving relevant input to develop the organization in the right direction. So a bright future is a great way to put it.
And I agree. I think AI, it's only going to get more important, if not. But also wanted to ask, where are you actually located if any one of our listeners is in Lund or is planning to come in Lund soon?
So most organizations, us included, don't have a specific office or so. So we have our meetings all around Lund, I would say, everywhere from Forum Medicum to AF Borgen, and which is accessible for us through our agreement with AF, Akademiska Föreningen, which is the head of all or most student organizations in Lund, you could put it. So we don't have like a specific office or so, but we can be found everywhere. If not in real life, you could find us digitally through our website, our Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn.
And I really urge everyone to go and check Hub AI out on the socials, and once you come back in Lund, to connect with them. So thank you so much to Herman and Johan, and everyone follow them on the socials and get to know more about Hub AI.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Lund University International Podcast. If you're interested in learning more about Lund University, you can go to our website, lunduniversity.lu.se. You can also follow us on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and X. And you can connect with our amazing student ambassadors on Unibody. Don't forget to subscribe, and we look forward to bringing you a new episode very soon.